is this guy cheap, or is it that this lady is just entitled?
This is between you and the guy. You can't be asking him to buy for your kids. It's unfair. Let's be saying what is let's be saying what is let's call a spade a spade.
Okay, we're going to call a spade.
Let's be talking true.
All right.
You should say it like that because she has been saying it. They should not get the hint. I ain't buying your kids food. I'm not buying your children food. Go and meet their father for that nonsense responsibility. This is irritating to me.
Such vexation.
Yes, you can't take someone out on a date and be saying pay for my kids. He came out with you.
Hello, beautiful you. How are you doing? Happy New Year to you. And yes, we are super excited to be here today. If you're stopping by for the very first time, welcome and thank you. If you're returning, welcome and thank you. And we are really hoping and praying that this will be our best year yet. Amen.
People should doing crossover service. Some people don't play with crossover. Anyway, that's
but I spent my crossover in Foladele's house. You can imagine. All right, so I am super duper excited to have Foladele here. I mean, I am very elated to have Foladele all the way from the UK.
Yeah, the UK
on Chat Hour. So somebody is asking whether I'm in the UK. No, I am in Nigeria.
How would they know?
How would they know? How would they know? Foladele, welcome to Chat Hour.
So I'm actually really excited to be here. And when people are talking about being excited that I'm here, it goes deeper. Yes. Because this is a bit of a full circle situation. That's for us. I remember when people started Chat Hour, we would like spend time, planning, structuring, trying to see, okay, what topics should you talk about, things like that. Yes. And so just to see how far Chat Hour has come, I think it's been like almost 2 years, if not more. I don't know. Yeah, I think it was 2020 ahead we started. And just to be here now, I'm just so excited. Every time I see a new video, if it's BC or Nima or her, just like talking about really deep things that she's really excited and passionate about. I'm just so happy about the journey.
Oh my gosh.
It was a no-brainer. When she said I had to be here, I was like, I will move mountains to make it.
I am so happy. Thank you so much, Foladele, for all the encouragement and everything. I mean, I think it was last year. Foladele called me and was like, somebody in the UK was talking about your content. Honeypot, you have really gone far. Oh my God, I saw a particular person. It has 50,000 views, and I'm like, yes, we thank God, and I'm really very grateful. She's always very happy for the development, and I am so glad. All right, so today we're going to be asking the age-old question. Who is to foot the bills on a first date? Who exactly?
Go ahead and bring another steak and some potatoes. Okay.
No, don't bring no steak and potatoes. No, bring the check. I'm paying for my meal and your meal. I'm not paying for your kids' meal. No.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not paying for their kids' meal. No.
So you don't think you owe me after having me wait an hour and a half?
I told you I owe you. I owe you when I take you out again.
And so you're gonna pay for my kids' food?
No, I'm not doing that.
Can you please go ahead and
I'm not doing that. No. Hold up, beautiful. Hold on. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Why you not bring two, please?
What's the name, Kiera?
Bring 2 orders.
Why should I do that, Kiera?
Because you sitting right here on the date.
I was late to the date.
You bring 2 orders.
But I'm saying, why would I get her kids food? Why would I get her kids some food? They with their daddy.
She was right here for all of this today.
I'm not paying for all that. No, I'm not paying for all that.
And then the girl actually said that she would like she would like to take away steak. Yes, she would like to take away steak for our children. And the guy was not having it. The guy said, you know what, I'm not going to pay. I've already apologized and I said that I'll take you on another date. I'm not paying for your children. So people have been asking the question, like, is this guy cheap, or is it that this lady is just entitled? So what exactly do you think about this video?
But you know me and my interesting views about this thing.
But first of all, before you even say anything about this video, I've heard a lot of etiquette experts talk about this thing, and what they say is that the person who was invited, the other person, is to foot the bills. And then again, if it's a mutual decision, that is the location and what's the quote now, the restaurant and the time was agreed, it was mutual, then both of you should pay. You should split the bills. All right, so what is your take on this video?
I rolled my eyes when you talked about etiquette people, but I actually agree with what they've said here. And I just rolled my eyes because I feel like some of those things are colonial, they're rooted in colonial kidneys, like all this. Oh, don't use your hand to eat eba, use cutlery. So that's why I rolled my eyes when I talk about etiquette.
Okay.
But I actually agree with them in this situation. I think that the person who has asked for the date should foot the bill, maybe, or the person who has asked for the date should at least bring half or more than half.
Okay.
But I think ultimately it's down to what is agreed by the two parties. These are two adults agreeing to go on a date. What is the arrangement? I think we're really getting to a place where it might also be worth talking about it before you go on the date. Like, what's the arrangement, please?
But this is first date.
I know, honeypot. It's a messy one. It's a delicate one. But if we're going to get to the place, okay, now I know one of my friends, someone in my life. She went on a date, and the guy, when they finished, the guy was like, no, he's not eating. No, like, he'll just have Coke. He'll just have a drink.
Oh my gosh.
Honeypot. He'll just have a drink. They met online.
Is that what I'm thinking? I hope the guy
was
had
a Christian dating website.
Okay.
He said, I'll just have a drink. He had the drink now. She was like, yeah, you sure? Okay. She ate a proper meal. She had brought Vex money because she doesn't have time for any.
Okay, so Vex money is...
Vex money equals the money that you hold in case the person wants to behave like
eventualities.
Okay. In case of, I'm not paying for you, you hold your money.
Okay, all right.
So it's really more like, it's less even Vex money and more just like being, taking precautions ahead. He now, at the end of this, it was not time to pay. He now said, that he will be paying for his Coke. That this is Christian dating website. And he asked for the date too. He gave her £2 for the drink.
Oh, they were even in the UK. Oh, fantastic.
He gave her, I was like, this is money for my Coke. Take, just add it to your bill so you pay. And I was just like, Coke? Did you bring someone out to drink Coke? Okay, let's even say that you want to drop. I just feel like, now, so it depends on, this is what I'm saying, it depends on what is agreed. I thought that was disgusting, by the way, like, weird and as hell.
As a Nigerian, and as an African,
because we're used to, if you even take your girlfriend out, like if Honeypot takes me out,
she
go pay
because I asked
she
for
go pay
it.
exactly.
Yes.
If she says for you get so
Yes.
the person has asked for the date generally, but also I think generally it should be what is agreed by both parties. But also some people have the theory that the man is the provider. Fine, you're not in a family setting yet, you're just dating. But some people have the opinion that men should, take care of them. Some people now, they might bring it to the angle of, do you earn more than I do? Whoever earns more should pay. So I think it depends on what is agreed, what is comfortable for you. Now back to the video, Honeypot. Let me now crack you up another crack up. I'll tell you the person after because you know the person. I'll tell you who this thing happened to.
Okay.
But this guy went on a date with a girl. I think maybe like they were first year of uni or like last year of secondary school or something. Yeah. And when we went to all these eateries, so they were now going now. She now said, please, I'd like to buy for my younger ones. Oh my gosh. I'm like,
that is what I'm always saying. Like, don't be an Ebina. Ebina means that you're behaving as if you're like you're hungry, like you're suffering, like it's the guy is your Messiah. He has come into your life to help you, and then you're going to actually squeeze him and milk him dry. And
I have such a problem with this mentality. You see it with a lot of people. You see it here in Nigeria with a lot of people. The mentality that maybe you're the one that wants to take me out. Interestingly, this happened in the US, I believe. But you see it even in Nigeria where it's like, you want to take sub for me now. Buy data for me now. All those silly
or
things.
you're in your cab. You're in the cab, and then the guy will have to come out and pay for your very awkward situation.
Did you say you want to come and visit someone? How did you plan that you would get there? Was it agreed that the person would pay?
Yeah.
Or you said I want to come and greet you, and the person said, come if you want to come, and then it's still the person that will pay. So I'm trying not to limit it to gender. I'm trying to make sure that so that they don't come for me that I'm going against my own gender or whatever. So I'll just say that I see it happen a lot in Nigeria, where it's like, you want to milk the person dry because they've asked you out or they've asked to go on a date. It's not an avenue to, some people will say, why are you putting bills on people's necks that your father can't even foot? Why are you making someone buy you phone, buy you hair of 250k, bone straight? Wait, like, it's like, why are you putting people through that because they want to date you? It's unfair. And so back to this, Sha, I just feel that the date is between you and the guy. Let's separate issues.
I'm even thinking
let's not join issues. The date is between you and the guy. you can't be asking him to buy for your kids. It's unfair. The guy would not have had to say, I am buying your kids food. He wouldn't have had to escalate it that much.
So
Because
I was saying that, was it even polite for the guy to say that, you know what, I'm not going to buy?
Yes, it's polite. That's why people went to Burna Boy's concert and he did us anyhow. Well, I was not there. But I sympathize with people that went. It is polite. Let's be saying what is let's be saying what is. Let's call a spade a spade.
Okay, we're going to call a spade.
Let's be talking true.
All right.
You should say it like that because she has been saying it. They should not get the hint. I ain't buying your kids food. I'm not buying your children food. Go and meet their father for that nonsense responsibility. This is irritating to me.
Such vexation.
Yes, you can't take someone out on a date and be saying pay for my kids. He came out with you, and then her defense for it was, and you came late.
Yes.
If he came late, then tell him I can't carry on with the date.
He even said that it was going to take you on another. He mentioned that it would take you on another
to
date
compensate you for being late, Abi.
You for that. Okay, so you know what? I am even thinking because
hungry.
See, I even see
it's now steak. Honey pot. Don't even make a vex for here. It's now steak. In Nigeria, in the US, in the UK, anywhere in the world, steak is expensive.
Actually,
steak is elite food.
That is actually true.
Steak and mash, steak and elite food.
That is very, very true. Because I was even seeing it from another angle. I told somebody, I said, because I discussed it, I ranted about this particular topic, on Entertainment Splash, and then I said again that that thing about having children already. This is your first date, and children are seen as baggage.
Yeah.
So because I've had encounter with somebody before, the person was asking me out and the person has children, and every time I talk about children, the person shouts like, oh, you people call it baggage and all that, but it is baggage. I am coming to this relationship without any baggage, and then if you're coming to this relationship with a baggage, then you should actually, will it be right to say that cut me some slack, or just respect me, because I'm going to be tolerating a lot. And
although if you've agreed to date me with my baggage,
so I am saying if I have agreed to date you, but I'm not saying that because you now have the baggage and I've agreed that you should now kill me. So now you are letting that guy think on the first date that your children are going to be problems in that relationship if he ever dates you, or you guys end up together. That's what my take is on that.
I have to agree with you on that particular point that it's not his kids. Some people get offended by you saying baggage and all that.
Yes.
But it is, I guess it's a certain form of physical baggage, just the same way people come with emotional baggage.
That's right.
That's what
I think that is what the person does not like. Like you say baggage, they just don't like it as baggage.
But the thing is, you're coming with children that are not this person's own. They agree to date you. They want to go out on a date with you. Who even knows if she told him beforehand that she has two children? It might be that day that she's messing up. Because it's the first date. They might not have said too much on the chats. They might have left them for because I don't think chat is where you say, oh, by the way, I have two kids. I feel like it's one of those Ojula or what situations. Let's imagine that that's the first time he's even hearing it. And then, by the way, we'll do takeaway for, why? Oh, I have two kids at home. My own, they are at home, so we'll just do takeaway for them. But it will be steak.
Imagine that shock. There is another, perhaps this was a joke, but her name is Jilly Apter, and she's a comedian. And she had a stand-up comedian, and she had actually joked about this, and she said that a bill should not be split. And she said our reason. She said when women are coming on a date with you, or they have agreed to come on that date with you, that imagine how much they've spent on their hair, how much they've been spending on clothes and all that and everything. Sex change, that one cracked me up. And she said that, see, we're not going to split anything. Don't say that is not even equality at all, that you're going to pay the whole damn thing. And that is because you are meeting the women halfway if you're taking any woman on a date.
Okay, paying equally for a date is not equality. It's not equality, and I'll tell you why, okay? Here's what men don't understand. What you don't understand is how much money we have already spent before you arrived. That's right. That's right. Clothes, hair, makeup, nails, sex change. These things cost money, and the money's been spent. Okay, when you arrive at a date, we have put down a deposit, and all you are doing when you pay is meeting us halfway.
What are your thoughts? If she was serious.
I saw the video and I was just laughing because I don't agree. I don't agree necessarily, but then I think the way that we say that feminism is subjective. Like what Beyonce's feminism is different from Chimamanda's feminism.
Yes.
So maybe what you define as equality might be different from what the next person is. Just know what you're getting yourself into. If agree, hold your money in case it's time to pay, and the person is like, oh, so we're going halves it, right? Some people really get offended by that. Some people really get offended by that, honey. But I've seen that happen where people are like, how can you go half with me? Are you a broke ass? Can you cook? But this is 2022.
All right.
We're asking for equality in different areas. So for some guys, they feel like that is equality.
I'll tell you a story. But before I tell you that story, you know that, in this part of the world, we are in Nigeria and this is Africa. So some men actually berate women right here. And they berate women because they feel like their counterpart in the Western world, split bills. They even foot the bills. And you are just here eating my money. But then again, to my story that I said I was going to tell you. So this girl told this story and she said that she had gone on a date with this guy and it was their third time of going on a date. And so as he just stepped to the washroom, they brought the bill. And so she picked the tabs. And when the guy returned, the guy was very
insulted.
He was very, very mad at her. Like, why did you do that? Why would you even do that? How much do you even have in your miserable account that you think that you can shame me and pay and this and that? The girl said, oh my God. She was like, okay, so if you don't like it, why, reduce my efforts to some gender war? Why would you not just say, okay, you know what, I'm going to refund. Thank you so much for doing that. And she was not surprised because she ran it by some people, and some people said to her that, in fact a lot of men said to her that, it is un-African and you shouldn't have done that because of his ego. You bruised his ego and that has made that guy friend zone her. And that was their third date. And she said that because she chose the restaurant and it was pricey, and the meal that they ate and also the wine was a little pricey. So she felt that why don't I just,
because equality,
let me, and he's been paying, this is our third time, so why don't I just pay? And the guy was not having it at all. So why would you in your head be saying that women are there to eat your money and they're not doing like their counterparts in other clients?
Abroad,
and right now you're vexing, you're annoyed.
Yeah.
What exactly are you thought?
So I think that, and this brings me back to my initial point, I think that the way forward, because we can be on this thing all day, my way forward, my proposition is, when you start doing talking stage with someone, one of the first questions to ask is, who do you think should pay on a first date? I think that we need to make it a serious conversation, because I don't know if I've told you this before, but I have maybe a problem with like us reducing marriage and dating conversations to things around money, things around cooking, who will cook. You get, like, there are far more important things to talk about. And when you move aside from the who should pay, all these things, like, there are other things that could possibly be enjoyed in a relationship. But then I also see how this can be a gateway into how you view someone. So however this dating who should pay thing is handled can say a lot about someone's character. Wow. So I feel like it should be talked about. It should be one of the first things that you talk about when you start talking about we should meet up. You say, oh, by the way, I'm not trying to offend you or anything, and I know money is an awkward discussion to talk about, but who do you think should pay on the first day? What are your views on a woman paying on the first day, or a man paying on the first day, or the bill being split? And whatever the answer you get, that will now guide you on whether you want to go forward with that person. Because some people, if you tell them split, they'll be offended. Yes. Some people, if you tell them the woman should be paid, the woman should pay, their ego can't take it, as you talked about. I've seen situations like that before. And this is a simple thing of refunding the money. Or if it's really biting your body, refund it. But insecurity is a dangerous thing. Anyway, so my own thing is, set ego aside. If you want to date someone, set ego aside, set pride aside, set shyness aside, and let's talk about the important things. If you know how a date is handled is so important to you, then bring at the forefront. The issues that were important to me in dating, and I decided to bring them to the forefront. Sex is one of them. If you want to hear,
yeah, that's right. Of course. But you should talk about all of these things.
Kids are part of it. You get, so if how a first date is handled is a big thing to you, then
I
talk about it.
Yes, even on a first date, I get to even talk about my genotype.
Right. So Honeypot and I are in the same boat, because I'm also a genotype.
Because I want to know whether we are moving forward or we're not saying again.
Yes.
This is the end of it. Yeah. All right. Even though somebody has lied to me before on a first date like that. All right. That is another topic for another day entirely. I tell you, things are happening. All right. So there is another school of thought, because this particular one says that I ran this by some people before I even said let's talk about this. Somebody said that there are some guys that if you even invite them, like the lady has invited them on a date, and the lady is obviously going to pay, that they're just going to call in and say that, you know, maybe calling busy, or say that, or cancel, or just pretend, or go and borrow money from their friends just to come, because they don't want that situation where the woman will be the one, you know, actually footing the bill. They just don't like the idea at all. I mean, and these are men who will still complain that the women are here eating our money.
Good.
Or maybe some egomaniacs, you know, will say that the woman should give them the money secretly so that it doesn't look like it is the woman paying.
So to be fair on the point, so I think I should balance all my vex by saying that egos are real, and even as women we have egos. We just perhaps don't call them that, but we'd be like things that you can't take, like I'm too proud for that, or things like that. And we all have something that is a limit as far as pride goes. So I think it would only be fair on the men for me to add here that egos are fine to a degree. The problem I had with that example you gave was how he was flipping out and, you know, saying, why would you pay? It's a simple thing of, oh, I wish you didn't pay. I would have loved to pay. I'm going to transfer the money back to you. Something. It could have been a conversation. You don't have to flare up because she didn't do it out of malice. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So egos are fine, because as Nigerian men, that's how they're raised. It doesn't make it okay that they're raised in the way that we're raised. You know, I always say the way that girls are raised in Nigeria versus boys is very different. But the way that, of course, I have thoughts on the way that girls are raised and boys are raised. I think that they could be more, we could close that gap better. That said, the deed has already been done in terms of the fact that men have ego, the way that society says men should be, you know, it says that men should provide, religion, some cultures, you know, things like that. So I can't, I guess, blame them for wanting to provide, I guess, or wanting to handle it, because that's what they've been told forever, and that's the way that they've hustled, you know, even the way that men hustle. When it just comes to our agenda, we call it a different thing. But when you are letting it drive you crazy, when you're letting it cancel reason, when you're letting it make you unreasonable, I think that's where the problem then starts. So if you want to provide, if it will make you at ease to borrow money and it will make you not feel small, enjoy
but that one that you're now asking that she should give you the money behind.
No, you're silly now. No, you're silly. If you're going to collect my money, collect it.
I think if anybody ever does that, that is like a red flag.
You shouldn't go crazy on your way.
You shouldn't even marry that person. You shouldn't even have anything to do with that person, because what? You'll not be giving the person money. Yeah. Why is it that women cannot pay? Why is it that? Because I have a problem with, maybe you see me with a guy and then you're greeting the guy.
Because they're worried about what society would think of them. So if the woman comes to pay, you know, even when you go to restaurants,
that is what I'm about to talk about.
Good. You know, they will put the bill in front of him.
That is what I'm about to talk about. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. When you see a guy, okay, I have driven maybe my friend to an event, and then it's a fine car, and then we're actually exiting, and then you see the guy, you agree to the guy, oh, sir, and then I go to the driver's seat and he gets on the passenger seat, and then you look at me and then you want to, I'm not going to give you any money. Yes.
Yeah.
If you like, try to, madam.
I did not know.
So because you know, because I'd gone somewhere before. I'd gone to see my friend who just arrived in Nigeria and was staying over at a hotel, and I got to he came to see me, so we went back to the hotel together. He wanted to pick something and then we would go somewhere, and so I got there and the lady at the reception greeted just the guy and did not greet me, because I just think in her head, because this is a hotel, that is, they have brought this one, and that she cannot have the money, she cannot, you know, people do that. So I really do.
Prostitutes that is coming to,
and it was really an issue for me, because I'm like, I said, why did she not say hello to me?
Did you ask a receptionist?
So I was saying it that she was hearing.
Surprised because not
I was saying that she was hearing, because
so I'm surprised that you didn't say. Maybe you were just in a chilled mood that day. So you mean that because my mom, actually, she put in front of my father. She'll tell you, why did you give him? You don't think I'm capable of paying?
You know? Yeah. Foladele's mom and I have some things in common.
Oh gosh, yes.
Actually.
That's what I know.
You can say that again.
So I guess my conclusion to everyone, before the gender wars come for me on Twitter, let me just say my conclusion to everyone is, egos are okay, because I think they also show us the things that we should never take. You get, like, you know, when you say I can never take that hair, they also make us develop some self-respect. So egos are not necessarily a bad thing, but within reason. 1, 2, don't be entitled. Someone wanting to date you, they're not trying to date your family, They're not trying to date your lineage. And someone wanting to date you is not a call to be a wobia. It's not a call to be a thief. It's not a call to be someone that is acting like they've never seen money or food before. Like, that's not the call to now start saying, buy me this, buy me that. It's not because you see that the person has some money, or you even expect that they'll have money. If you're coming to date me, you better come with your money, kind of thing. But I guess it also comes down to like intentions. I think it's also important to lay out why you want to be with someone, and maybe try and align it. If it doesn't align, let's move. Let's not waste each other's time. I'm a huge believer in just like, don't waste people's time. I just think it's unfair. I try to be very genuine with these things. Don't waste people's time. If you want to sleep with them, tell them up front. I'm just here to sleep with you.
Let's have the understanding.
Yeah, let's know. If you want to, let them know so that they know what to expect, what they can take and can't take. So I think that's my general thing. And as far as dates go, again, with communication, I'm the communication champion. Decide. I'm agreement. My partner calls me agreement mama, because my thing is, what are we agreeing on? So before we go out, let's know, are we for splitting? Are we for kidney? I think if I was dating now, I wouldn't have a problem asking, because I've seen how much insult it has caused. So if I'm someone that believes in splitting, when I go there, I'll just bring, oh yeah, now let's split it 2 ways. Because for some people, it's like, it's equality. We agreed to be out here together, so let's do it together. For some people, it's you silly, you brought me out. So I think whoever asks to go on the date, pay. Some people in 2022 where women are asking men out. If I ask a man out, I will pay for the date. I want to tell you up front now. If I ask a man out, I will pay.
Fantastic. So I would just actually say that, see, if you know that your manhood is going to explode, then you should... All right. If you know that your manhood is going to explode, I would say in the case of that lady, I would say that in the case of that lady who was, paid, and then the man just went, how much do you even have in your miserable account and all that? I think that, you guys should just stop calling the women out and berating them and comparing them to their counterparts in other climes, because that would be double standards, okay? And I would say to my ladies...
And also, our cultures are different. You can't compare a lady in America with a lady in Nigeria. We're raised differently. It's a different environment.
You come here and you have culture shock.
Yes.
And I think again that for the ladies, a date, it has the possibility of turning out in different ways. So I think that you should have your money, in case of situations like this, embarrassing situations, because anything can actually happen. And then again, I would say that if you should actually be cultured. You should be well mannered. You shouldn't pick the most pricey item on the menu. You shouldn't request,
especially if you don't want to pay, because I don't know how you won't want to pay and you now pick the most expensive thing.
People do it, and the most expensive wine, they do it. Or if you are going to actually be talking about you're the one who's taking the decision on the location, I think you should be cautious enough to actually go for a moderately good one, not very expensive one. Especially when you know that it's a first date, or you're not going to be paying probably. At
least by the time you're going on date, you kind of know what kind of job the person does. You know what kind of job you do. You know what you both do. So just find something that's in the middle. It might be tough to figure out sometimes, and I know you probably don't want to ask the person, what's sort of your budget? And there's no sin in asking that as well. There's no sin, because a lot of people are balling on the budget. We're trying to manage ourselves, so there's no sin in asking. Maybe even bringing options and saying which one, and sending the person the menu. So if you even pick the location, send the person 3 menus, for example. Menus are online these days. Send the person 3 menus. Choose one. Which one is more your vibe?
I would say again, in case of eventualities, just take your vex money, that is your own money, so that if anything happens, you know what to do. All right. We would like to say a very big thank you to Foladele for coming on the show
all the way from the UK.
Thank you so much, Foladele. Thank you so much for watching. What exactly do you think about this particular topic? I would like to hear from you. Would like to hear from you, the ladies, the guys. Have you experienced something like this before? What are your thoughts about first dates or any date at all? Second, third, worst experiences? Men, do you get does your ego get bruised when women ask to pay for the date or take the bills or pick the tabs? Would really like to know. Kindly drop down there in the comment section. Thank you indeed. All right, and if you have not subscribed to this channel, please click the subscribe button over there. and turn on the notification bell. And if you consider this video a good one and a helpful one, please
Share
just
it.
share. Thank you. And of course, a like, give us a big thumbs up or vete. Thank you so much for always. Thank you indeed. All right, till I come your way again, or we come your way again, because you never can tell. Let's see.
You never know. You never know.
Let's the conversation continue.